that all these people who actually like, who breathe in, breathe out all these hates everywhere. They are Christians, they are Muslims too. A lot of you will kind of beat yourself up and say, Shenzi give lele. But my preaching this morning or this afternoon is just to let you know that you can lie to everybody, but you will never lie to yourself. You're a Christian, you're a Muslim, lying and bearing false witnesses, gaslighting the people while you are actually witnessing the horrible things take place. There's something said about that from your own holy books. I want to share this with you guys. This is, okay, talking about the Agbadorians quickly. There's this guy, I played his video last night, who said, Umahi called their community, which they say is the right of way or something for their coastal road. Umahi called their community chanty. And if they wanted their coastal way as it was, they would need to go and reclaim back by 800 meter from the water, not their own land. They can't come in and destroy their land. That guy is Agbadoriano. You know his face. I'm going to show you his face. And I remember saying it then that this looks so skilled, and at the same time, it looks so well planned. Go and bring an Igbo man to come and demolish the properties of the Igbos, the Yorubas, and all of that. So at the end of the day, it will be easier to tell them, it's not Tiknumbu now, it is this Igbo man from Ebonyi. I didn't hear that part of the charts yesterday. So I'm going to share that. I heard it later, so I'm going to share that with you. It's already turning to tribal this, tribal that too, just so you know. When I like this, it happen. But this is the person who went on the same Arise news to talk about Tifnumbu's giant strike, Tifnumbu's this few months back. Papa, I don't know, maybe you go call and come out, or you call it Kia Godu. This guy now believes that it is not Tifnumbu that is destroying their properties for himself. And then they're calling their village chanty. It is Umahi. And now he's asking, can Umahi do the same thing to his people in his own village? And so they start.
The community themselves, the ballers of those communities, they are key stakeholders that these are ancestral communities where the minister is calling chanties. These are graveyards of ancestors of some people. These are areas, and I believe the minister is also from a village in Ebonyi State. He cannot allow his ancestral village to be wiped out as a result of a statement calling them chanties. That is even an insult. In Yoruba land, you don't just call a community, chances because you are watching from the helicopter and you believe those buildings, so far they are not skyscraper. They are also have the same rights those that build skyscraper have. So what we are saying here is not to demonize the government and say, what the government is doing. It's for the government to put human face. The government is communicating, but their communication is just one-sided. Whatever the government wants is what they want the people to accept. And that is not going down well with the people. They need to sit down. Let it be a communal debate. Let us see. It is not that the project should not come alive. I've given a solution. Let the government reclaim the ocean surge. 3,000 meters it was eaten. And some of these places are better off. These are villages that have been wiped out. I personally have been part of the Ocean Surge community reclamation agitation. We've written to Fashola when he was the minister. We've written to previous government for them to come into the aid of the people. The governor have been there, the senators have been there to see what is the height of disaster that the people are currently facing from nature. Aside the nature war, human war is now confronted against the people now. And it's better we solve the human problem. Personally, so to me, I just want to see that this is a communal value problem that we are solving. And as the president of Yoruba Council Worldwide, I'm not saying that the fact that the president, we gave him all the support, this is a better way we can caution and guide our president. He's the president for all Nigerians. And for the fact that this area occupies mostly the southwestern corridors to the south-south, it requires and behoves that the Honorable Minister carry everybody along in that same resolution committee, the facing from nature. Aside the nature war, human war is now confronted against the people now. And it's better we solve the human problem. Personally, so to me, I just want to see that this is a communal value problem that we are solving. And as the president of Yoruba Council Worldwide, I'm not saying that the fact that the president, we gave him all the support, this is a better way we can caution and guide our president. He's the president for all Nigerians. And for the fact that this area occupies mostly the southwestern corridors to the south-south, it requires and behoves that the Honorable Minister carry everybody along in that same resolution committee, the entire people that are there from Lagos. But for the fact that beyond Lagos, how are they going to keep solving this monumental challenge before them? Ministers should not just be quick to blame either landmark or abuse on making political. It's beyond political. This is not about Peter Obi, this is not about anybody, it's about the people. And the people matters a lot about it. The community.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Is a nuisance. I can break it down for you. Let me break it down for you. The preaching this morning or this afternoon, depends on where you are watching from, is to show to you that if you want to be honest, you have to be very honest to the end. But when you begin to bend, the rule, simply because to accommodate your bias, you are kicking the can down the road. You will see it ahead of you. Now, let me tell you something. You see that guy, That guy was on the Arise News about 3 times before the election, 2 times after the election. Okay? And he was there. Puffing. Talking about how Tifnumbu is the best thing that will happen to Nigeria after sliced bread. And talking about how Obi was using tribal and religious sentiments. That Obi wanted to use tribe and this and that to win the election. He was on TV. He was saying that this country, let us 11 months after Tifnumbu came in, they called this village Shanti, Babakonde Para. But did you see that level of hypocrisy in his statement when he kept calling Umahi, referring to Umahi's village? Would Umahi call his own village Shanti? You calling my village, my people. You are calling them a Shanti place, that you are going to destroy them and all of that. President Tinubu need to listen to us. President Tinubu need to come to our rescue. A minister cannot just be going about and be destroying people's this or that. The intention is to make you feel like it was Umahi. It was Umahi who rose one day and decided to build a coastal highway. And it wasn't Tifnumbu and his pal, Gilbert Shaguri, and Sheyi Tinubu. No, it's not them. It is an Igbo minister. They have to call him to order. Why does the Igbo people like to come and destroy our thing? That's how they will change the narrative. And everywhere they go, they will be avoiding Tifnumbu. They will be calling Umahi, and then they will be transgressing it to the Igbos. Like that. And so they could drive the, something we're supposed to be straight. Hypocrisy, lies, liars, who are also victims. Shebi, I told you. Majority of them are going to be victims. Every one of you. But all of you, majority of you are going to lie about it. You are going to look for who to blame. You're going to look for who to point the fingers. It must be this person, Jare. How can a minister come instead of doing their due diligence? The minister is here, he's calling my village Shanti. If they are going to do it, this is unfair. Can he do the same thing to his own village people? That's it. But you need to pay attention so that you don't join them or get misled. I will say this even on my deathbed. I will say this even with a gun, with a gun on my head, right? Tifnumbu and gang, they do not represent Yorubas, and they do not give a damn about any Yoruba or anything. And that is why they will promote this tribal, this ethnic, that, and all that. Okay? And when they do all that, they can even use the Igbos as an excuse of why they are destroying or stealing the Yoruba land from the Yorubas. Because I mean, it's easier. You want to build us in Lagos. Oh yeah, I want to buy land from so and so, and then you bought land, you build the house. Then politics come and they say, oh, is it because you have a house in Lagos? Almost suddenly, people who have been living in Lagos before Tifnumbu, before they born Tifnumbu, before Tifnumbu ended up as the adopted son of Abibatu Mogaji, which was into drug dealing at the time. And then she procured him a visa, as a student visa, to go, they said to go abroad. But Tifnumbu didn't go any abroad. I mean, any abroad to go and school. He went straight into drug dealing, heroin trafficking. The world knows. Before Tifnumbu returned back to Lagos in the 80s, so people who have been there before him, suddenly, these miscreants, these Agberos, they are now saying that they should be grateful to Tifnumbu for making them have a living in Lagos. And if they cannot support whoever is tell them to support, they should go back to Anambra. I mean, and that's MLO, put it that way. So at the end of the day, they themselves are not even regarded or respected. The shops of their mothers are being demolished and destroyed. The shanties of their forebearers have been destroyed, and the lands are being taken away from them. Igbos who bought the land from you and others who bought the land, compared to the others who actually stole it from you. But they still want you to believe that they are stealing your land because they are Yorubas and it is in your own interest. But you are so cowardly enough. You're so cowardly that you can't even face them. As a victim, that's the problem. Victims that cannot face their own oppressors, but they would rather look for who to blame. And in this case, blame the Igbos. See this area somewhere in Lagos.
This place is always flooded whenever it rains. This is Bank Road. I think there can be an easy solution by the state to resolve this problem permanently. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner, for helping us out to resolve this issue. This place is always flooded whenever it rains.
Because that's their Lagos. It is. And they are spreading the hate that they thought worked for them in Lagos, even with all of their threats, with all of their aids. They couldn't elect Tifnumbu. They couldn't elect Sonweiku. So they had to have the INEC complete the job for them. But they are still scared that they are now economically even destroying the states themselves. And to them, that's fine. And like that person raised it. A lot of you are helping them right now. Okay, I mean, good enough. Nigeria is already divided. Now no one agrees, say you are already divided. Just to make it official, is what is scaring a lot of you. You are already divided. Okay? Because as it is right now, there is no chance that you could have any national, national cohesion that you can bring in, and then, a national protest sort of that could actually bring a government to listen to you. You do not have that. The Igbos are already clearly saying anybody who wants to protest in Nigeria should go ahead, or don't tag us. Because at the end of the day, you are going to call it Igbo protest. You can even call it the attempt by the Igbos to remove Tifnumbu. And that will sell like hot akara, especially in Lagos and some part of southwest Nigeria. That, oh, see, oh, the Igbos are trying to remove. So the Igbos are staying out, divided. The, what do you call it? The northern, the Hausas, the Fulanis, and the rest of them, the Middle Beltans, as well as everybody within the axis too. They don't want to go into any protest with the, what do you call it? With anybody, because according to them, the Hausa Fulani are asking people to come and protest because it is no longer around. And as for the Yorubas from the West, even whether they like Tifnubu or not, okay, they won't come out and say, okay, yeah, let us go and lead them to go and protest against Tifnubu. In reality, you are all divided. So whatever is the whole thing that could, you know, be any shakara for Tifnubu in any way, is not strong enough. So what you just need is just all of you to probably let's keep it that way. And we'll never have to bother about anybody's problem anymore. You know what I mean? Like the Middle Beltans, just day your day. Get your own authority, I mean your autonomous region and your country. Let the Fulani Hausa talk to themselves and leave, what they call them, Arewa. However, leave Arewa out of this. Let the Sharia North, which is the Sharia border area of the Shada and Niger, long, let them have their own, what do you call it, Nigeristan. And maybe the Hausas and the rest of them close to the central can have their own Arewa. I'm just saying. And let the Yorubas stay on our own too. We'll deal with ourselves. Don't worry about don't worry about us. I'm just saying, like, we can deal with ourselves. We can deal with all these guys. They can face us. We can mobilize ourselves. As long as there is not going to be any, what do you call it? Any, you know, any of this terrorist army of Nigeria showing up. I'm just saying, you know, because that one will be like helping this these weak miscreants. They can't even win an election. You're not paying attention. All the gra-gra, all the threat, all the noise, the Yorubas and non-Yorubas alike in Lagos, they still came out despite all of that to reject these guys. Alimosho, which was their base, they were destroyed in Alimosho. That was when some of them started saying, no more, you need to ball. Alimosho. We lost Alimosho. Omo Bagbe, you don't finish. So they had to quickly resort into writing all of these lunatics who are bragging today. Even with their rigged system, they can't win election. So don't worry about them being like somebody said, you know, if you get the Yoruba National, these are the same people that will come and rule. You know, they are not. They are not. No. You are confused if you think so. Okay? It's easier to raise an army against these guys. They can't stand it. That's why they would rather use the instrumentality of the almighty Nigeria to help them so that they can all roll their agbada and act like, you know, leave them for us. They will buy guns for their own their criminal supporters already have guns anyway. So you just let Yoruba deal with Yorubas and let the Igbos deal with the Igbos. And if the Niger Delta says they want to have their own country, of course, good luck. Because we are already divided. The Niger Delta are not going to come and join the Yorubas or join the Middle Beltans plus the Igbos to go and join the Fulani Hausas and the rest of you and say, we are all suffering. Yes, we are. Now, enough. We are tired. The Muslims, the Christians. No, they won't. You know that, and your politicians know that too. Okay? So the only thing that is expected is just going to be what? It's just going to be an implosion. An implosion is out of control situation. That's what Nigeria will get to. You get what I mean? So gradually, you are going to have what you call the warlords in different parts of Nigeria. You already have them. They've just not really been activated. So we're going to have somebody who is controlling the Western Nigeria. You'll see somebody who is controlling the Eastern Nigeria. You see somebody who is controlling the Midwest Nigeria. And like that, you will see areas they will tell you, don't go that part. Oh. Nigeria authority no reach that side. Oh. Because that's exactly what these criminals will do to you. But it's going to be gradual and gradual. They will push you to the beyond the wall. You will enter the concrete, smash your head on the wall, kill you. Now, maybe when you fear the last minute that you are likely going to be killed, you could push back. And that is what we are probably expecting to happen. They know that would you ever have an agreement, you or the Abobakus of Lagos, jobless, penniless, coverless, but yet you have every energy, okay, to say, this is our Lagos. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Anyway, you must be. So you need that thing. You need something to get everyone to believe that it is either we all gather together and stop these rogues, or we just wait and perish together. And Nigeria can continue to give them the leverage. And that is where the implosion is. Because it will be out of control soon. How soon? Very soon. Yeah, very soon. And that kind of implosion is beyond just a protest, because you can't protest against these rogues. Okay? I mean, if you want to protest against the APC, let me tell you, anybody that wants to ask you to come out and protest, right? Number one, they must approve that you can come out with your guns, okay? You don't really have to use them, all right? But you need to come out with your guns, those who have guns, whether licensed or not, come out with your guns. You must be able to get yourselves geared up, okay? Like the face mask, what do you call it? Face mask, bulletproof vest, you need them, okay? So you need, smart trainers, okay, that can run. You need knee pads, just in case if you are running and you fall down, you won't break anything. You just get up again and move, all right? You need, there are some of these things that you can see them online, okay? What you need. You can also support a protest or a revolution that says you can carry your own shield. You see that shield that policemen carries? You can actually make them for a preparation of a serious one when you want to face these rogues. So any protest that is asking you to carry placard, don't follow anybody. Anybody that says, let us all come out tomorrow. Peaceful protest, there's nothing called peaceful protest. Don't be stupid. Do you understand? There's nothing called peaceful protest. When you are facing tyrants and criminals like this, you must do everything to protect yourself. Not violent. I'm not asking you to be violent or attack anyone. When you're coming out, for you to have a peaceful protest, they say for you to have peace, you must also be prepared for war. Those who have their guns, bring out your guns, arm yourselves. You understand? Arm yourselves. And those of you who can't arm yourself, protect yourselves. So the moment they start moving mad, you enter them straight. You don't start with that. So that is what means you are sending message for real. So with that, the police and the rest of them will be defensive too. Don't let them break into you. Wear masks, cover your face. Wear face masks to protect yourself against the canisters. Wear bulletproof vests under your shirts. All these things can be made. You can make some of them yourself. Get some of all those weathers to make you very strong steel-plated, jackets. Okay, put on some solid helmets. Protect yourselves so that when they enter you, you enter them. Okay, as some of you are falling down, some of them are falling down too. And with that kind of a protests in this regard are more coordinated. So you don't go about and be sharing Lucozade boost, sharing water, hearing this and listening to DJ music. That is not how you're going to deal with these guys. And that is where all of us in the diaspora comes in. These guys are not going to go down cheaply. They're not going to change. They're not going to fear. All right? They will do it again and do it again and again. You're never going to have an election in that contraption. You are never going to have one. And there are those who are going to make sure that that kind of idea stays.